we're not ready to discuss the motive, but all that is going to come out through the court process, so we should know very soon. But whatever the motive is, if this defendant testifies his own defense, it's not going to make sense to anyone. If you'll recall, Malik's young son, a toddler, was in the car when his father was killed. So just a disgusting act of cowardice, and I'm happy that he is in jail, and incidentally actually has been in jail for since March of this year.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my other questions. We did see, Harmon is familiar to you guys.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, this murder is almost a year ago now, and kudos to the detectives. They're very professional, very effective, but also very tenacious. And one of the things that made this case, I want to say, maybe a little, not so much easier, but a little bit to be more at peace with in the length that it takes, is the offender here, the shooter, actually was arrested and jailed in March and has been in custody ever since. So what that did is give us a little more breathing room as we put this case together moving forward. And of course, the charges that he faced in March were perjury charges related to this murder. So it's all sort of coming together, and looking forward to moving this through the criminal justice system, and again, finding some justice and hopefully some peace and closure for the loved ones of these two victims.
And I know this is probably another question that you may not be able to answer at this time, but the gun that was used in this double homicide, was it stolen or was it registered to Harmon?
You know what? I don't have. I can't answer that. But what I do want to point out, with the conclusion of this case, it was a lot of moving parts, as most murder investigations are. But this particularly required a lot of cooperation from the community. And the murder weapon in this case was actually recovered a significant distance, not only from the murder, but also from the boy that was found a mile or so away. It was sort of in between that path, and if it wasn't for a community member just simply walking the neighborhood and noticing it, calling us, and that outreach allowed our forensic team to put together that this in fact was the murder weapon in this case, and that murder weapon is going to play a significant role as the trial moves forward.
And I know, this happened almost a year ago, save for a couple weeks here. So it's definitely a team effort, and something, that's really big to make an arrest in this case that happened, a year ago.
Yeah, November 6th is coming up, not too far away. I want to say fairly clear-cut murders, and for example, I would say oftentimes we'll get domestic-related murders, which are pretty straightforward. It is a lot of work for a detective to put together a case, a sufficient case for court. Now, when you have an unknown offender who fled the scene, and you're really working on a set of forensic evidence and you have to build your case from there, it is a ton of work. Throw in the fact that this crime scene extended miles when you think of where Malik's son was dropped off, where the bodies were discarded. So this was just a tremendous effort on behalf of the whole detective team, but especially the two lead detectives, Case and Damon, who just did a phenomenal job communicating with the families, letting them know we're not going to forget. It gets frustrating. I hope I never have to go through it, but I have had friends that were victims of violent crime and loved ones, and you want that justice for them, and it's easy to get impatient. And I have no doubt that Malik and Anaya's family, a week into it, a month into it, we're getting very frustrated. When are we going to get justice for our loved ones? So just reaching out to them and letting them know we're not going to forget. I don't even like to say the word cold cases, because when there's work to be done, we're going to keep doing it. We're not going to forget this. The memory of these two individuals is important to us, and we're going to let the family know that they're important to us. And in this case, a little over 11 months, but we got the job done. And I think there's other unsolved murders since I've been here, and we're going to keep on working on those as well.
And I saw, this case was a little bit before my time when I got here, but I saw that at the time there was a vehicle of interest. I believe it was a black Jeep. Did that, through the investigation, prove to be connected to these murders? murders.
It sure did, yeah. The vehicle used, actually, I believe, was Malik's vehicle. It was recovered, I believe, with the help of the good people in Grand Rapids. A lot of good people, a lot of community members stepped up, cooperated with us, provided us good information, as I already mentioned. Even the father who was walking just out for a walk and saw a gun discarded and called us. That was really the key, the pivotal point to putting this whole case together. So, like I always say, to really deal with crime in this city, we need more adults in Grand Rapids to stand up and do the right thing, and I think I'm seeing that more and more the longer I'm here.
And kind of pivoting just a little, like you said earlier, the third victim, Daryl Yarber, I think that's his name, his death investigation, his homicide investigation is still ongoing.
Yeah, and had a meeting with our detectives today, the lead detectives on Daryl's case. As I said, November 6th, it is very unusual that murders would happen so close to each other geographically and in time and not be related. So we have approached Daryl's murder investigation with a very open mind, and we're making very good progress with it. We're staying in contact with the family, letting them know we're not going to forget about Daryl, and I'm optimistic that we'll get closure on Daryl's case very soon.
So there is still a chance that the three of these.
Not gonna, yeah. Until charges are brought forth in Daryl's murder, I'm not going to provide any speculation or opinions. But I am looking forward to the day that I can call Daryl's loved ones and tell them that charges have been filed and they can start that process towards healing.
I'm going to open up the floor. Anything you would like to say while I have you here? I have one more ending question.
Yeah, well, I'll just say, and I kind of touched on it already, I know you're somewhat new to the community. I've been here a little over 2.5 years now, and one thing I've seen that really makes me optimistic, especially being a part of this community myself, my family lives here, is how many good people there are in Grand Rapids that see something like this, the most violent day since I've been here, 3 individuals murdered in one day, and so many people from that crime scene that driving down and talking to individuals in that neighborhood, there was just, you could tell the city was not going to put up with it. We were not going to be known as the city that thinks that this is just, that this is okay, that this is something we can tolerate, that this will ever be normal. And so with this murder specifically, for so many good community members to come forward and say, we're not going to tolerate this, we're going to cooperate with the investigation because these people are important to us. It really made me very optimistic for progress in especially violent crime moving forward.
And I mean, you've kind of touched on my final question in that answer and a couple of the answers you said throughout this interview. But just to kind of, nice wrap it up, what is your final not final message, this is still ongoing, has to go through the courts, but what is your message for the community?
Well, as far as this, the message is that we're not going to give up. We're going to bring every single violent crime offender to justice. Grand Rapids is not the city that's going to tolerate violent crime, and the Grand Rapids Police Department is not the police department that is not going to be tenacious, professional, excellent in our work product. We are going to follow this through. So really my message would be to criminals, find another place, because we will find you, we will solve these cases, we will put you in prison.